in round one of the tournament.
Looks like both teams are off.
Both teams have started. Looks like we had someone who stuck a little bit in the cutscene for Metal Forever.
They were definitely booged. Looks like we've got a nice ball of mobs for unit team.
Mm-hmm.
Unit team, yes,
FGSs are down.
They balled up the mobs really well.
But it looks like Rin has just run past the champion wolf.
Not Rin.
It's not Rin?
It's MF,
oh,
Metal Forever.
it's MF, Metal Forever. Forgive Brazil, he's an idiot.
Looks like they might be losing the NPC along the way, though.
Yeah, if the NPC dies, they'll have to go back and res. That might be their plan.
Looks like they'll have to kill the mobs anyways now.
It's a pretty big advantage right now for unit team.
Units getting pretty close to path selection.
I reckon at this point, unit team's almost a minute ahead.
With how slowly Spire walks, possibly.
Metal Forever really should have pulled those wolves with them into the corner with the other group and done them all at the same time. And unit team is picking path. They're gonna hit the first alpha. I think in COE the path 2 alpha is the hardest in my opinion, because he has the most punishing move set. And the wolf is not cooperating for Metal Forever. He is not LOSing where they need him to be for the fiery greatswords. And he's going to leap again fairly soon, and that could be really dangerous.
Meanwhile, unit is quickly taking out Subject Alpha.
Subject Alpha should be going down right now.
Now they're going to the Golem and Laser Room. The Laser Room, we predict, could be the end of someone.
This could be the pepperonis. Looks like Metal Forever is just now getting to path selection. They'll still have a bit of catching up to do.
I think they're about 2 minutes behind.
Yeah, they lost a lot of time in that first hallway. Alright, I've updated the stream title so you can get accurate guild names going up at the top. The lasers, they are here. Looks like Metal Forever is getting close to the first alpha.
It's like unit team jumping backwards through the lasers.
Oh, showing off, but doing it successfully. They need one more person to make it across. Laser wipe would be very bad. Looks like they have made it across successfully. And now they're getting to the Golem. The Golem is a little trickier now. We'll see how they do it.
I haven't seen many fiery greatswords, so I wonder if they plan on rushing.
I think that's a risky strategy with that retaliation turret.
For those of you who haven't seen this yet, this golem runs around the room now. So it's a little bit of a different boss.
It's kind of difficult to LOS him because he has some script that makes him reset every few seconds and run back to the middle of the room. So it's very hard to keep him stationary.
I see Frostbows and lightning hammers, though.
It looks like Metal Forever is getting to the laser room.
It's like the golem is about to go down for Unit Team.
Yep, they've successfully done the golem. No one going down. They are going to move to the boring turret defense event.
Looks like Metal Forever is now at the lasers.
They are a good deal behind, but they could make up time if someone was to go down for Team Unit. Metal Forever also employing the jump backwards strategy.
It's a little bit safer just because it is a little bit slower than
They've
going
got their
forward.
people across, and looks like no one's dying on the lasers, so... The turret defense event isn't really particularly difficult. You just have to focus on the elite Mark J golem when it comes up, because it's the one that has a laser attack that will stun and one-shot your particular player.
You also have to focus on not losing your mind.
Because it is boring. One thing interesting, that without having a thief, they're not going to be able to skip straight away past the champion abomination that's coming up. If you had a thief, you could Shadow Refuge, skip past the champion abomination, and go right to the alpha. They're most likely now going to have to kill everything on the way, and that could slow them down. Neither team has a thief, though, so...
One team does have a Mesmer, though.
The one team with a Mesmer could try to get tricky and skip ahead, and portal everyone up.
Maybe a Mass Invis Veil, or even Offhand Torch. And it looks like Grouch is in Birthday Grouch, by the way. Everyone should go now to the gem store and gift Grouch all sorts of wonderful, expensive items, like the infinite mining pick.
Metal Forever now just starting the turret defense event. Unit team has, I would imagine this is a 2 or 3 minute event. They have a pretty big advantage on them at this point. It's really
There's the veil.
It's really going to take a wipe to... And then the Mass Invis, they are skipping ahead. They did it very well there.
Mm-hmm.
For not having a thief, that was done pretty well.
Very clean. Looks like they're going to kill all of the Risen Burst Burpers as well as the Wraith.
Oh, that can be dangerous.
When those Berserkers start to spin, they really spin. That was the dumbest thing I've ever said. LOL.
Alright, they're to the second alpha. This one, they're probably going to FGS down behind the pillar.
I already saw use of Frostbow on that last group of trash. And the FGSs are down.
We saw Mesmer use a greatsword, so that's an instant disqualification.
Ouch.
Definitely. Looks like the Guardian's been hit hard.
He ate a dragon's tooth, pretty nasty. But it looks like the...
Fiery Exploit Sword.
Oh, the Guardian went down there. He didn't have stability. And they are clear of that alpha and moving on. Now they have to get to the Husk room. This is going to be interesting without stealth. Most people would stealth past all of these trash mobs. We'll see if they do the veil trick again. Or if they're just going to YOLO.
It looks like it will be the YOLO strategy.
And they are to the Husks. The Husk event is very sketchy. The husks can be difficult to control at times with their AI, and you can have the result of killing your own teammates pretty easily, especially in combination with the poison that pretty much everyone will have if the Guardian doesn't clear with his staff.
One of the few places that Staff Guardian is actually useful in PvE.
Staff Guardian is wonderful in open world PvE. You can tag everything and do almost as damage as Sword Auto attack.
Looks like Metal Forever is getting to the second alpha. They are doing a different stacking spot. They're at the far pillar to avoid having to kill as much of the trash.
Just the Wraith.
Oh, but they are backtracking and going to the easier pillar. The pillar that they were at originally is harder to stack on and rush, but it could have saved them some time. And the alpha loses, comes out from behind the pillar. A bad LOSing. The Guardian didn't have stability up, so he is crystalled, and he is going to probably go down when the AoE hits.
Looks like he managed to live that.
Wow, good. And they did it. They took down the second alpha, and they're moving on. Soon they'll be at the husk room. The husk Oh, go ahead.
One of their FGSs was almost completely gone during that fight because the Guardian was holding it, but he was stuck in the crystal for most of that fight. It looks like he's also rushed backwards through the poison and mobs, too.
You have to make sure you maximize your poison exposure. It looks like Team Unit is very close to beating the husk. It should only be a few more seconds for them. The husk is about 1 or 2 bombs away from going down.
And he's down.
And he's down. They're on the last alpha. This alpha is going to likely be FGS rushed in the corner right here by the door. That is the usual spot.
Looks like golems are still spawning, though. Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong stream. That's Metal Forever killing the husk right now, while Unit Team pulls Subject Alpha with the Greatsword Mesmer once again.
The Greatsword doing work. Greatsword Mesmer doing serious work.
Alpha goes nicely into the corner
Good
and
LOS.
starts to explode.
Bad use of Time Warp there, to be honest, because it makes your FGS rush do less damage. But at this point, over is over. And that is that. It is quite likely that Unit Team has taken it, and looks like they've taken the match. We'll have to get an official timing when both teams finish, but from what I can see, it looks like Unit Team will be moving on. Unit Team will be likely moving on to play Virtual Squirrels in the next round. See if Metal Forever has any difficulty with Alpha here.
Looks like they weren't quite able to get in with one rush, but still not having too much trouble.
And that's it. Well, congratulations to neither team for wiping. That is the first non-wipe match we've seen on stream. And it looks like, despite their best efforts, Metal Forever was just a little slow. And it really came down to the first hallway where they had a big pull.